All right, welcome back everybody. This video is going to discuss our last two vocabulary words for the unit. We're going to discuss the definitions, how these words apply to the unit, and then of course how all of this ties into your main essential question, which you're going to be answering after this lesson for 10 points. So let's get right into it. Display is when you place something where it can easily be seen. That is true for any artwork. When you're creating an artwork, you always want to be thinking about where you can showcase it, where you can put it so everyone can appreciate it and it can bring some light and some life to your art. That is even more so true with a collaborative artwork where a group, you're all been working together on this project. We want to hang it someplace where it can be seen by all. So here we can see these three artists hanging this artwork here on the studio wall, and you can see that the studio curator is watching them to make sure they're placing it right. But again, you want to place it in a large wall where everyone can see it, just like in this school hallway to the top right where students are walking up and down the hall. They can easily see the artwork and appreciate it. They can even read the students' names and what grades they're in to really personalize that artwork and who created it. Same thing like this museum gallery where everything's hung in a way that can easily be seen. Everything's properly spaced out, everything's in a proper height and position, again, so it can all be appreciated and valued. All right, so that is display. And then the next word is installation. I'm going to move my camera to the bottom here. Installation is a three-dimensional artwork that is designed for a specific space and transforms the perception of space. Installation art is typically a temporary artwork that is put up and then eventually taken down. But here you have the artist Klaus Oldenburg, who created all three of these artworks. The image on the top right actually shows Oldenburg posing in a similar fashion to the this toothpaste tube here, or this paint tube. I'm not most likely it's paint, but he's mimicking that pose, or the tube is mimicking his pose that helps transform that perception of space. And then you even have these two artworks of this bowling ball making these pins fly over and this huge spoon with the cherry at the tip. These are actual installation artworks that he created. I'm not quite sure the actual locations for each of these, but feel free to research that. But he is a famous artist, most known for his installation artwork pieces. So that is your final vocabulary word. Since what we're creating is basically an installation, we're going to temporarily display your artwork on Schoology for everyone to see once this is all said and done. It's more of a virtual installation, but an installation nonetheless. Okay, enough rambling. So the investigative question for today is, how can each artist communicate something to collaborate or to a collaborative artwork? So basically, how do you as an individual communicate an idea that would benefit the artwork as a whole? Now, in this unit, you don't really have so much that opportunity because we're doing everything virtually, but if you were in person working with two or more people, how would you actually contribute to the collaborative art? Would you physically contribute? Would you contribute with your ideas? And then how would you share those ideas and share those talents? How would you contribute to the project as a whole? Make sure to post all three answers, the two definitions, and then this question to your entrance ticket in Schoology. And then, of course, the last thing to discuss, which is really the most important, is your central question. You're going to be answering this in your learning log coming up. It'll be your last task for the unit. It is a reflection on the project as a whole. You'll be talking about the vocabulary. You'll be writing about the steps of production for your project. And lastly, the essential question is going to gauge your whole understanding of this unit and why we were even doing this. So to sum everything up, your central question is, how do artists collaborate to harness the experiences and skills of each person in the group? This is very similar to the question that you're answering today and the questions you've been answering, but the main focus is how to harness the experiences and skills. So when you collaborate, you obviously work with people, but you don't want to work with 5 people and then the fifth person never really collaborates. You never really get their experiences and skills. How do you make sure that every person in the group is able to share their experience and skills in the project? What things you actually have to do, whether it's communicating or working as a team or discussing how to display the artwork, all these things that we've been talking about over these last couple weeks. How do you harness those experiences and skills? So just be thinking about that. Make sure that your answer is thorough when you do complete the learning log. but you don't need to answer this today or for this lesson, but make sure it gets done by the due date that's posted in the folder. All right, guys, so I look forward to reading your answers for your entrance ticket for this week, and I also look forward to hopefully awarding you 3 points. Just make sure that you are answering the questions thoroughly and accurately. All right, guys, I will see you guys soon in the instructional video so we can discuss how to finish this unit and wrap this up before moving on to the next unit. All right, guys, see you all soon.